Hey, how's it going, guys? Just back with another Tuesday night live stream. Happy to be on vacation this week, so I've actually got some reading done, read some old stuff. I'm going to plug my contest here in a second, so I figured today we're going to show some pickups this week, talk about what I've been reading, and maybe what I'm thinking about getting slabbed. I actually got done resorting my collection again. So now I have 5 new short boxes. So my plan to keep it into the ones behind me completely failed. So oh well, they're all sorted again now, and I have plenty of space in all the boxes behind me, so that's good. But sort out a few things I might get graded. So I'll run it by you guys and see what you think. But I guess while we're waiting for people to come in, I'll just go ahead and plug the 200 subscriber contest once again. The link is in the description below. So if you guys don't see your name on this list and you've already submitted an entry, please let me know in the entry video, and I will add your name to this list. So I got the video linked below if you guys wonder what comes with that. So done plugging that. All right. So I'll go ahead and just start with pickups from last Wednesday. So I went to my local shop as usual on Wednesday. I actually had a pretty healthy stack last week, at least for me. A lot of image stuff I've been collecting came out. So the first one was Analog number 5. I guess this is actually the conclusion of the first arc. And based on the last panel, it seems like this book might take a little bit of a break. I'm not sure how long. It just said Analog will return. So I'm guessing the next book will be Jerry Duggan's putting out is called, I think, Dead Bunny. I'm guessing they're going to focus a little bit more on that, why this book takes a break. But this book's actually been pretty good if you guys haven't been checking it out. I'm guessing since it's going to continue, this book more or less reveals like who the main character's main bad guy is going to be. So pretty cool book if you guys haven't checked it out. Next up, I guess my DC/Marvel pick of last week, Batgirl 25. But before I talk about that, I got to talk about how annoyed I am with the paper quality of the DC books recently. As you can see, got this nice Josh Middleton cover, but there is some awful rubbing going on the edge there, and that is super annoying to me. So usually when I get these cover Bs, you want them nice and minty because they're really nice covers, and there's like, just color rubbing on the side. It just drove me crazy as soon as I left the store. But this is the only copy they had, and they saved it for me. So kind of felt obligated to get it. But there were some good stories in this. I know a lot of people buying this for the cover. Actually, it was a pretty solid read. It's a double size, so it is a $5 copy. So if you guys are running out to buy a regular copy of this, it'll cost you $5, unfortunately. But the first story starts off, Batgirl's grieving because basically someone got killed while she was trying to save a person in a school. So she went to this person's funeral. And I mean, it was a very dark story. And then after that, basically, she decided to spend the night with Dick Grayson. So we get this like nice little hotel room scene between Dick and Babs. So that was probably like the story of the book in this one. That was written by Marguerite Bennett. So it was a very good story. And then there's a couple other ones that weren't as strong as the first two. There's one by Paul Dini. I think it's an introduction of a new villain that's kind of like the Mad Hatter. I'm not sure if that character has turned up before. But nonetheless, I know a lot of people are buying this for the cover. But once again, you might crack this open, and it's actually a pretty solid read. I'm going to get the chat here in a second because it looks like a lot of people are hopping in here. So it looks like before I start, Great Legend hopped in. He says, I see my good eye on some Dr. Alec Holland. So I must have been talking about my Swamp Thing cover on the thumbnail. So would love to complete Swamp Thing series and snag House of Secrets Swampy. Oh, who wouldn't here? That's definitely kind of a grub book for all of us, I think. Abigail Arquette is one of the most beautiful ladies in comics. Absolutely. I remember reading her in the Scott Snyder Swamp Thing run that came out right after the New 52. It's a very good read. HME3 Comics, he says, hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for making it. Prowler 671, Stay Puft 1983, TJ Watson, Comics Misexplained, and Comics Addiction. Thanks for making it, guys. I appreciate it. My pick of the week for last week, though, had to be Ice Cream Man. I don't know if you guys caught Comic Core. I kind of gave a brief synopsis on this. But this is actually a really awesome read. Like I was saying on that feed, it's a very I love my weird comics sometimes. So if you guys hadn't flipped through this, basically this starts off with a dude. He's ordering like 3 scoops of ice cream. And it's a silent issue too, on top of everything else that's going on. So he orders 3 scoops of ice cream, and you're just like, what? How can you make a comic book out of some, just dude ordering ice cream? And then somehow his ice cream makes it so he's in 3 different timelines. So you have like one timeline where he has a family, one where he just adopts a pet, and then one where I think he's in the movie Eraserhead after a while. So I won't open up too much more of that because I do want you guys to go out and read this one. But man, this book gets nuts. Like I said, I was waiting for the Eraserhead baby by the end of this comic here. So it's very cool. You don't really know what to expect. It kind of seems like toward the end in either storyline, the guy doesn't have the best luck. So definitely check out Ice Cream Man if you guys haven't already. It's a really cool book. Every issue is contained within itself. So basically, the Ice Cream Man's your main bad guy in most of them, and then there's like a whole different story in each one. So if you guys miss an issue, definitely try to check out the next issue anyway. You probably won't be missing too much except for, there's Ice Cream Man. Hey, what's up, Miss Hustle? How's it going? Glad you can make it. Next up, got Infinity Wars #2. So the first issue did get me hooked. Just to see where this goes. I mean, just the fact that, Avengers Infinity War came out on, digital video and all that stuff got me hooked into the whole Infinity Stone stories and all that. And just based on the kind of spoiler at the end of the first one, to see what the second one was all about. Mainly this was just a lot of action. So, as we know, there's one person trying to get the Infinity Stones as usual. So maybe I'll get the third one. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, I think they're all going to cost $5 too, so it's kind of hard to. Comics Mix Explained says, yeah, I like how Ice Cream Man gets very Lynchian. Oh, absolutely. I think that's one of the main reasons. It's always on the top of my pulls. Next up, got Justice League issue 6. So this is kind of where the Legion of Doom's plans really come together. Justice League's kind of screwed at that point. But it's definitely worth reading because there's a certain core that comes at the end of it you don't expect. So to fight, all of the Legion of Doom and Sinestro's new core and all that stuff. So we'll see how the Ultraviolet Corps and the Legion of Doom do against this core that just showed up at the last panel of this. So really cool read. It's definitely my favorite DC read since they did these little mini reboots as of late. What's up, Tats Comics? How's it going, man? Next up, Magic Order #3. There's that awesome cover everybody's been talking about all last week. Continues to be a solid read. Definitely didn't need to see the end of this coming. They're already killing off a character and, like I said, episode, but a character per comic, basically. So I cannot wait for this Netflix show. I hope it, lives up to the quality that Mark Millar has put into this comic so far, because this has been really good. Been my favorite Mark Millar for a very long time. So he's been hitting it out of the park with Magic Order. So I've been really liking that. Skyward #5. Once again, another kind of ending to a first storyline of an Image series. So once again, we have an issue 5 and a major death and an Image title. As you can kind of tell by the cover, it's not looking good for one of the characters in this. So this one was really cool just because they live in a world without gravity. And one of the main things they have to face is like a storm in a world without gravity. So you kind of don't think about it until they kind of start drawing it and showing it to you in this comic. It's just like a cloud of moisture. And when you're in that, it's just like being under the sea, basically. So some really cool stuff they're cooking up and thinking of in the world of Skyward. So I've been really enjoying this read. So if you guys want to check out a new Image title, I recommend that one as well. And then the last thing I picked up last week, Extermination #1. So for a while now, these young X-Men from the past have been in the current Marvel continuity. So it looks like Marvel might finally get around to be cleaning that whole mess up that people have been asking them to do for years. But they're kind of piling it up on some more mess. We have, Bloodstorm is in there. I have no idea what a Bloodstorm is, but I'm guessing with the Exile comic or Exiles comic going strong, we're getting our alternate universe version of Storm in here. For some reason she's in love with Cyclops. And then you got Cable running around and a new mystery villain running around who's revealed at the end of this. Well, I won't spoil here. But basically, the mystery villain is trying to get the X-Men back to the past, whether anyone wants to return them to the past or not. So yeah, I might be on board for this whole read. Like I said, I'm not 100% sold on Infinity Wars. I'm intrigued by it, but I might have to see this story till it's in just to see what they're going to do with the poor young X-Men that Beast brought back from the past. So really curious to see where they're going with this one. Stay Puff says he likes Skyward. That's cool, man. Glad you like it. All right, so that was my picks last week. I guess let me know what you guys are looking forward to tomorrow. What's up, Pope Cerberus? Yeah, let me know what I need to be picking up tomorrow, basically, because I really haven't looked at a lot of the solicits for tomorrow. The ones I did look at, I wasn't too excited or thrilled about anything. I think Buffy issue 3 comes out tomorrow. It's pretty much the main reason I'm going to my local shop is just to pick up Buffy and maybe 2 other things that come out. I can't even remember. So if you guys got a recommendation for tomorrow, please let me know. Legend says, sorry I'm late. Was watching some Kevin Sullivan shoot interviews. I bet he has some good interviews, Kevin Sullivan. If you guys haven't also checked it out, or if you guys like, pro wrestling and stuff, I left a link down below on a Great Legends channel. We did a awesome, really, really fun review of SummerSlam 2018. So if you guys didn't get a chance to catch the whole SummerSlam show, go ahead and go over to Great Legends channel. I think it was the last video he recorded on his channel, and we just did I think we almost did a review that was almost as long as SummerSlam, but we had a blast. It was very, very fun. Thank Great Legend for having me on that. Let's see what else we got going on in the chat. Pope says Teen Titans 21 Garner cover. That sounds like a good one. I might pick up Titans 21. Just see where they're going with, Damian and the new team in the new direction. 20 was, like I said, I kind of put it with Infinity Wars. It was intriguing, but I don't know if I'm 100% sold on it. But if it's there, I might get it. Sullivan was one of the excellent bookers behind the scenes in WCW. Yeah, and he actually he's one of the guys who had to put up with all the weird crap that happened during the NWO era and the Russo garbage and all that. So, yeah, that's probably really interesting. Stay Puff says, stopped watching SummerSlam after Brian Miz. LOL, it was getting late. You probably did that's probably a good idea because it seemed like, hearing other people's reviews after that Brian Miz match, it the whole card got weaker. So yeah, you could probably watch the rest and fast forward. What's up, Count Von Strange? How's it going, man? All right. So on to some auction wins I had this week. So not this last Saturday, but the previous Saturday, the Warriors had another one of their awesome auctions. So as I say on this channel, every time I get one of their hauls, phenomenal deals all around all the time. So always got to shout them out as much as possible. They had some great wins. I think I won 3 lots from them. I've received 2 of the 3 in the mail today to show you guys. The first one is from Big E's Comics, and he's actually nice enough to leave a note and a bonus comic. So thank you, Big E's. He says, see, Woodard, I put in an extra book just to say thank you, Big E's Comics. So that was awfully nice of him. So I always appreciate that. I won from him. I think it was like $25-ish. The first appearance of the new Deadshot. This is Detective Comics 474. Just a phenomenal cover on that one. I've seen this one before. I've just never had a chance to buy it for a good price, but I saw it on the Warriors auction and no one else was bidding on it. I'm like, heck, I'm going to bid on this thing. Why not? So an awesome cover there. Couldn't pass this one up from Big E's. Cut a heck of a deal on it. And he was nice enough to throw in Avengers #1 from the Mark Waid run. Had not too long ago. This isn't the newest run, but I think it was the run right before that, before all the legacy numbering came back. So who doesn't love some Mark Waid and some Avengers? So thank you, Biggies. That was very awesome. All right. So in that same auction, they had TiVo from Lords of the Long Box on there. And he was handing out deals left and right all night, too. If you guys tuned into that auction, you know what I'm talking about. But this one, I could not believe. I don't remember the exact price I got for this, but I figured this was going to go for almost double what it did. So this is kind of a bonus book. I mean, he didn't throw it in. I knew it was coming when I was bidding on it. But this is Joker #7. I think, yeah, it's from the late Bronze Age. You can't find these Jokers around here. I hardly ever see them. And this copy is a beaut. Like, if I was into tons of grading and that type of stuff, like getting a lot of my older stuff graded, this might be one I consider getting pressed and cleaned and sent in, because this thing it's pearly. So very nice of that. Next up, this is a book I'm like, I don't even care. I think this is the first one he showed in the line. I'm like, all right, I'm bidding on it no matter what. Green Lantern 37. I believe this is the first Evil Star, but I'm trying to complete a really nice run of Silver Age Green Lantern. As you guys probably seen in a couple of my previous videos, I'm trying to scoop these up as best I can for the best prices. So once again, it's coming from TiVo, so it's in very good condition. So I needed this one for the run, so I was extremely happy that he threw a Green Lantern in. So every time they ask, like, hey, what books you want to see in our auctions? You put in Silver Age Green Lantern, I will be there bidding if I'm available. So happy that was in there. And then the last one I put in the thumbnail, as you guys probably already know, is coming up. Swamp Thing #1. This is one of those books, and I'm going to say this again in my eBay hauls in a few minutes. This is one of those books I never thought I'd own or be able to get a really affordable price on. But just the Lin Wine Bernie Wrights and Swamp Thing #1. This book is amazing. So obviously could be in better condition. This thing's from the early 70s, but I'm definitely not going to complain. I got it for a great price. But yeah, and this is going to be another question I posed to the chat. So when I pre-ordered that DC Universe streaming, whatever the official title for that is, I was just wondering what books you guys are going to read as soon as you get that, because basically the whole thing is you get the streaming service, but you can also read most of the backlog from what I understand. So basically, what's your wish list for the backlog? My main two things I want to read from DC that for whatever reason the collectability for these books around here has been minimal, so they're not in dollar bins or any type of affordable bins. But two runs I really want to start reading from start to finish is #1 Swamp Thing, from the Lin Wine to Bernie Wrights and all the way up to the Alan Moore run, and through that I want to read me some Swamp Thing, because I was even flipping through this, like, obviously the art in this is amazing, that's without question. The other one I want to read is George Perez and Marv Wolfman's Teen Titans. For some reason, I've just never got around to reading that, or those first 15 issues. I don't see them often enough to collect them, I guess. But those are two runs. As soon as I get that streaming service, I'm going to be reading those on my iPad. So once again, thank you, TiVo. Thank you, Biggies. I think I got a lot on the way for Manny NYC as well. Still waiting on that one, but I know they're going to arrive. They're going to be in pearly Manny mint conditions, so can't wait for that. But once again, the New York Warriors, I think they're having another auction this Saturday at 10 p.m. So about any weekday or weekend, every Saturday, there seems to be an auction at 10 p.m. if you guys are into that scene. So let's see what looks like. The chat is popping. Let's see what we got going on here. Countman Strange saying hi to Legend. Miss Hustle says the Swamp Thing books look wicked. Yeah, that's to say the least. Like I said, the one I'm the most familiar with, just because availability to me and what I've seen out in the wild around here, was the Scott Snyder Swamp Thing run, which I do recommend, because eventually, the cool thing about that was it eventually crossed into the really good Jeff Lemire Animal Man run, and they had this series called Rot World that intersected it, and that was very good. Prowler says, back from the store with ice cream, what I miss. Dude, you better watch out for that ice cream. If you eat ice cream, man, you probably don't want to eat ice cream right after. Let's see. Pope Server says black and white was cool. Was it Zach? Looking for Pearl. I guess you guys are talking about variant covers. Looks like Wolf Blitz is joining us. Hey, what's up, Wolf Blitz? Then we've got JPL Flash Comics and Geekdom. Hey, how's it going, man? Glad you could make it. And Pope Server says, I wanted the Green Lantern book too. Glad you got it. Thanks, man. Sorry I had to take that one away from you. Stay Pup says, I want to read more Swamp Thing as well. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about, that's what I've always kind of thought about getting in hardcovers and stuff. Because I think I just missed the boat on the Alan Moore Deluxe hardcovers before those went out of print. There was one point in time I was thinking about grabbing those up. I think there's a series of maybe 4 of them. Great Legends Show says, yes, Rot World, best New 52, the green, the red, and the rot. Love Abigail and New 52. Absolutely, yeah. They killed it on Rot World. Definitely one of the highlights of the New 52, in my opinion. So if you guys are looking for something, more modern to read when that service comes out, check out Rot World for sure. All right, so I had a couple eBay pickups last week. Some pretty big ones actually for me. So I'll get into these first. I had a 2-book lot. Got a little bit trigger happy on this one, I'll be honest. Probably could have got this for a better price down the line. I got a little bit impatient because one of the books is in the thumbnail, but the other one is I got this one for pretty cheap. It was like maybe $7 shipped. The Wolverine miniseries number 3. So now I have 2 and 3. So I just need that 4th one because, as you guys guessed by the thumbnail, also one from the same seller, a Wolverine miniseries number 1. This has been on my wish list for a very long time. And I finally saw it for like under $40. Basically, I think I paid $36, which is a little bit much than I wanted to pay for this. I think there's a little bit of a tear on the back that you can kind of see, but at least this one presents pretty well. Definitely insides look good. I'll definitely be reading these once I ever find an issue for the right price. But yeah, I got a little trigger happy. Usually I get better deals than what I got on this book, but nonetheless, very glad to have it in the collection now. This won't be going anywhere. But yeah, got Wolverine number 1, so that's cool. All right, Prowler says, did you catch Reggie's latest video on J. Scott Campbell's first published work? Yeah, I actually watched that earlier today. I didn't watch the follow-up that he had, like it's probably his edited video. I watched his live stream where he was talking about I think he had in Savage Dragon number 3, I think it was. Like J. Scott Campbell, he's like under his real name, and he had like a sketch of Savage Dragon. So that was kind of cool. I'm curious to see, like, I probably need to watch Reggie's other video because he was talking about a Nintendo Power that J. Scott Campbell did work in. That's what really piqued my interest because I love collecting old Nintendo Powers and I love J. Scott Campbell. So I'm definitely gonna have to, if he doesn't say it in his latest video, I'll definitely have to hit him up and see what J. Scott Campbell did for Nintendo Power. That sounds really cool. Let's see. Thank you, JPL Flash. He says, nice Wolverines. What's up, Roman Curtis? If you guys haven't checked out Roman's channel, he's probably put out his first video, so everybody needs to go watch that at some point in time tonight. So, Roman, we're glad you're making videos. You got to show off some of those big-time auction wins you're getting, man, because I know you're getting some big books. So we want to see those big books, man. Oh, thanks, Legend. He's saying, see, let's see, thumbs up this, and I will tell you what I see and see what it stands for. I think everybody already knows that, Legend. Stay Puff says he's still chasing those Wolverine issues. And Legend, congrats, Roman, on winning the Universal title. The big dog, Roman Curtis. All right, back to the books. I'm boring you guys too much. So I had saw a Ultimate Spider-Man lot on eBay. It was about $200, 105 issues. So I'm just like, oh, that's kind of a decent deal. I'm going to lowball it, though, because that's what I do. Probably after pulling the trigger on this for whatever reason, I'm just like, I got to save the money somewhere. So I submitted a lowball, in my opinion, of $130 for 105 Ultimate Spider-Man. So I'm like, whatever, they might counter with like 165 or 170, and maybe we'll meet in the middle and get like 160, 150, something like that. So about an hour passes. I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. And then I get a ding on my iPad, and they accepted the offer of $130. So I'm like, well, that's cool. So basically, I have the entire run now of Ultimate Spider-Man minus 1 issue. So I don't have Ultimate Spider-Man 86, but basically I got a stack of here, and I'm not going to show all these because we'll be here all night. I got another stack and another stack of Ultimate Spider-Man. But what I was going to say is I've got pretty much all 3 stacks I just showed. Those are my doubles. So if you guys out there now or on the rewind or wondering or needing any Ultimate Spider-Mans, if you're just looking for run fillers for Ultimate Spider-Man, I think the earliest issue I had doubles for was issue 8. So if you guys need anything past issue 8, hit me up. I might have what you're looking for. I was just kind of going to flip these for $1 down the line anyway. So if you guys wanted to get them off, maybe we can discuss shipping in the email or on the side or whatever. But if you guys need Ultimate Spider-Man run fillers, I got them all except for issue 86, basically. So there's a few, obviously, that's not in the doubles that I just went ahead and filled in the boxes behind me with. That way I could have the whole run. But if you guys are needing fillers or looking for a particular book, in that run, let me know, because I got everything up until, let's see, this was the last stack. Yeah, I got everything up until almost 101, so the end of the Ultimate Clone Saga. But I absolutely love this run. Before I show these last 3 books, we'll get back to the chat real quick. Roman says he's looking to hire Steven Spielberg to direct his next video. We'll see how that works out for you, bud. JPL says, congrats. Thank you, man. Miss Hustle says, congrats. Thank you, Miss Hustle. Big guns, Roman Curtis. He's got the big guns in those auctions, Prowler. I'll tell you that. Stay Puff says, great deal. Thank you. Tat says, well, got to go to the store or the wife. Take care. Yeah, see you later, Tat. Thanks for making it, man. Count says, killer book. All right. Looks like we're caught up. But the main reason I got this lot, I really just wanted these 3 books. In my opinion, at one point in time, this one book would have made up for the entire run easily, and then some probably. But the first one I got, Ultimate Spider-Man 2, the car cover. It also came with the regular number 2, which I needed, but everybody has that one at this point. But the car cover was like the variant for whatever reason. I don't even know why this was made, but just to mess with people's minds, I guess, at the time, because variants weren't a huge thing in 2000 like they are now, obviously. But this was pretty much the variant cover for issue 2, so that was really cool. And I should say as well, most of these are in pretty, I mean, near mint to very fine condition. So it looks like the guy collected them all and never even read them. So got that. And of course, one of the main reasons I got it, boom, got the first issue. Minty, perfect, near mint. This might get graded. We'll see. That's going to be the next topic, I guess. But obviously, when it comes with the number 1, you can get it affordable. Why not get the lot? Because, I mean, this thing, it's probably a 9.8 candidate, to say the least, as we say in the community, I guess. But yeah, I'll probably end up getting this one graded. That's not all. What drew my eye to this lot is buy it now and not going up crazy, because no one cares about the Ultimate Universe anymore, except for me, I guess. But this was in the lot too for $130 total for everything. So I finally got me a white cover Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 for an affordable price. There was a point in time where this will probably go for what, $200 some odd. Someone can correct me on that, but I thought this used to be a hundreds of dollar book. But obviously now it's not, because they killed off the Ultimate Universe and not too many people care about it. So luckily I swooped in. Like I said, like we talk about in the community all the time, sometimes it's best just to collect the stuff no one really wants but you. So that's why this was a huge get for me. I know I showed the other books and stuff, but this might be going on the wall. I am so happy to finally have this white cover Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. So once again, the only thing that's kind of wrong with this one, it's got a little bit of dirt there, but there's no creases, no breaking color of the spine or anything like that. So very happy with the copy of this book I got. So I figured for $130, I could not beat that auction. I cannot believe that bidder actually accepted, or that buyer or seller. Sorry, long day. All right, let's check on the chat. Looks like Tacoma Comics is in the house. What's up, Tacoma Comics? So is Midwest Comic Man. What's up, Paul? How's it going, man? Glad you could make it. Count Von Stray says, I got a pile of books waiting to be graded. I need to get on that soon. Roman Curtis agrees the Spidey books look real good. Legend says, Ultimate Fantastic Four was really good to introduce zombies. Yeah, I remember getting that run, Legend. Going to the store, we talked about like the car variant. That was like one of the first variants I remember trying to pick up, was that well, it was Ultimate Fantastic Four 21 or 22. Like they had like the regular Greg Land cover, and then there was a Greg Land variant. So of course I was all over that, because they originally teased that it was going to be the meeting of the 616 universe and the Ultimate universe. So that was supposed to be like a huge spec issue when it first came out. And then it turned out what we thought was the 616 became the Marvel Zombies universe, and that became its own crazy thing altogether. So yeah, I love me some, that first like run of Ultimate Fantastic Four when they had Mark Millar and Brian Bendis writing it. And I think Adam Kubert, maybe it was Zane, one of the Kuberts did the artwork on that. I think it was Adam. But yeah, it was a good little run of that stuff they had on there. Easy E, the Game Hunter, what's up, man? Glad you could make it. Pope says those Ultimates were, though, to get crisp. Paper stock was crinkled, white cover. I need that book. Yeah, actually, I was going through my, I was separating out like the ones I didn't want based on the fact that, like, you know, some of them were crinkled or stained, like you just said, Pope. Some of them, though, like, they didn't even cut them right. Like, I don't even know if I have one of them in this pile here. I think it was like in the 40s. They just got lazy with some of the ways they cut these issues. Like, hopefully you'll see what I mean here in a second. Yeah, here's issue 46, for example. I took this one out of my personal collection just because, like, they didn't even get the whole number on the cover. Like, what happened? I could understand that in like the 80s, but the fact that this is like post 2000, they still can't cut comics correctly at Marvel. Yeah, they got a little bit lazy on that. So, yeah. What's up, Joker M21? Well, since I got the Warriors in here now, just to confirm, you guys are having your auction 10 p.m. Saturday, right? Hopefully, yep. Hopefully we'll see both of those guys at the auction. All right, so I just kind of want to talk about what I've been reading this week. So last couple days, if you guys started following my Instagram, for some reason I decided to start an Instagram because everyone just kept talking about it. You know, the Instagram comic community and that type of stuff. So I figured I'd finally get out of the Snups thing, and I haven't looked at in like 3 or 4 months, and finally sign up for an Instagram account. I've only posted there a couple times, nothing too major or anything, but I did post that I was going to read this. So I decided just to take the whole run out. I'm like, man, this is like one of my favorite reads of all time. I'm on vacation. I'm caught up on my current reads. Why not just take something out old and classic? I was going to rebag it in these nice halfback Mylar bags anyway, read through it. And man, it's been an excellent time. This is all I've been doing for the last few days is reading Crisis on Infinite Earth. So, hey, this is my copy issue, and I got it signed by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I didn't realize I had almost every one of these signed by George Perez, actually. So I was pleasantly surprised to remember I had them all signed like that. Marv Wolfman only signed a few since he was doing limits on signatures, but I got that one signed. Got an issue 2. I think this one was only signed by George Perez on that corner by Superman right there. And still to me, you cannot beat the art in these. Like, George Perez is my all-time favorite artist, and just these covers, like the covers on the outside match the quality on the inside. So I guess to give you guys a history on why I like this so much. Basically, the first thing I ever read was Death of Superman in like 93. So in 93, I started collecting comics, and I was just getting all the Superman stuff. But eventually, I think it was Zero Hour that got me asking a lot of questions about the rest of the DC universe and why are things the way they are. And so I kept hearing it through Wizards and whatnot and other comic shops, like, everything kind of branches off of Crisis. 0 hours, blah, 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 post-Crisis this, post-Crisis that. It's like, okay, post-Crisis, what is Crisis? So I had to, like, one of the first major things I ever read as a kid was Crisis on Infinite Earths, and after reading this, like, it was very confusing, but at least I got to know pretty much every character in the DC universe that was worth knowing. And I actually told Marv Wolfman and George Perez that, which this one's signed by both of them, by the way, since it's the Death of Supergirl issue. And they're both like, yeah, but that was confusing. Huh? That was pretty mind-numbing, I think, is the way George Perez put it. And I'm like, yeah, but it got the job done. So yeah, this will always have a place in my heart, I guess, in terms of, my collecting and the comics I like. But man, I'm up to issue 10. I just finished this issue before I started the live stream, so I got the last 2 to go. Actually, let me show that last cover one more time. I think this cover is, we look at the other covers like 1 and then 7 and 8. I think this is an extremely underrated cover with all the villains on it. When I started rebagging these and putting in that Mylar, I'm like, man, that is just a badass cover with all the villains on it. This would be one of those covers. Nowadays, if this is like a 1 in 25 variant on a book, that book would be skyrocketed hot. You know it. So, love that cover. Yep, there's issue 10 again. Like I said, after I get done with the live stream, I'll be reading 11 and 12. Probably moving on to something else to read at the end of the night. So, there's that. And then the Battle of the Anti-Monitor. Absolutely love this run. If you guys are getting into comics or new to DC Universe and that type of stuff, once that DC streaming thing hits, check out Crisis. Oh, it's so good. Like I said, it's one of my all-time favorites by far. Maybe my all-time favorite. All right. So with that, let's get back to the chat one more time. Let's see. Looks like the amazing Murphinator's joined us. What's up, Murphinator? It's freaking awesome. Oh yeah, we're talking about the Eazy-E's wrestling career. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out his channel, he's actually went to Japan to train for wrestling. So that's awesome, Eazy-E. Yeah, I'm about to read Cross on Infinite Earth as well, says Comics Misexplained. Yeah, if it's your first time, man, I hope you enjoy it, because I mean it's definitely something that how do you even put it into words? Like my childhood self could barely even do it. But yeah, it's just I was talking to a buddy about why I like the new Infinity War movie so much. I think it's the best comic book movie of all time, just because like it's what I wanted when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted this as a movie because you got all the characters intersecting. It's a well-told story. They're coming from well-told stories, and you get to see them all fight together against one big bad, basically. Unfortunately, since DC didn't get that, at least the Marvel side got it. So when I watched Infinity War, I was like, this is what I've been waiting for since I was like 10 years old. Yeah, Roman says, sweet run. Legend says it's pretty dang something. I'll tell you guys, the auctions are awesome. Sellers selling and buyers buying. We got a good market here. Yeah, we absolutely do. Every time one of those auctions goes up live, there's like a minimum of like 50 people watching these auctions minimum. And there's always good bids going on too. Stay Puff says he has the Crisis hardcover. Yeah, it's one of those things I should have got the absolute version on. I don't know. I think I just didn't have the money at the time, but I really, if I see one again for cheap, I'll probably just get it just to have it. Prowler says we need to get Reggie to read DC Comics. LOL. Yeah, this would be a good start for him. He'd be super confused, but just to see the scope and the depth of the DC universe, I think would be worth it. Easy says, thanks, Japan is awesome. So yeah, it's cool, man. Glad you had a good time over there. Fish Tropic, my first subscriber ever, gives a thumbs up. So glad he could come in. Stay Puff says Christ was good, but felt like I needed to know DC history prior to it, but still enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to know like what was going on, especially like in the Titans books and stuff, because those were written by Wolfman and Perez. So those characters are heavily integrated into Crisis. So that's another reason I'm really looking forward to eventually reading New Teen Titans. Then the legend says I would actually love to see Manny be or Mouthpiece like your manager. So Manny is Easy's manager. That'd be pretty awesome. All right, so I guess my last topic of the night. I just got done sorting all my stuff up here, by the way, so that's why I said I got 5 extra boxes behind me now that I eventually need to put a shelf in where the WCW hat's at, and then put more comic boxes on that. But I sorted out a little stack of stuff I was thinking about getting graded. Like I said, I don't do the grading stuff that much, but I just wonder if you guys think I should get these books graded, or if you saw something I showed just now that I should get graded instead, regardless of, say, like condition and stuff like that. So I was thinking about getting this graded. First of all, I got this one from Mr. Unknown Comics guy recently. Basically, it's the Phoenix Must Die issue of X-Men issue 137. For being like one of those almost square-bound books, this book is a beaut. Like, I have 3 copies of this. One of them signed by Chris Claremont, and this one I'd say is by far the best, cleanest copy. So probably doesn't go for tons because I know there's a lot of these out there, but I was thinking about just because I have 3 of them, why not get one of them graded? Next up, everybody keeps talking about this cover, and it's beautiful and a lot of stuff. So I was like, man, it'd be cool to slab it and get it displayed somehow. So I know the eBay market's going insane over this cover right now. So that's how I'm just getting this one graded because I think it's Middleton's best cover he's done. Then, of course, got to get my Jock stuff graded. Batman Detective Comics 871. So I know this isn't the big money book. It's still kind of a money book because it's Snyder's first Batman run. But obviously the money book, this one, I think this one's probably 9.4 or 9.6. But I figured since I've been wanting it for a long time, and I really like the run, I got a hardcover I could read of it. I might just go ahead and get this slabbed. Got this one off, I think, Alex Comic Quarters auction when, I can't remember which one I won this from right now. But anyway, this is a pretty clean copy of the first appearance of, pretty much the Psycho Pirate who appeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths. Thought it was pretty nice, so I was like, man, maybe I should just get this graded. This one's probably going to be, I mean, these 2 right here, probably like without question, if I take 2 books, these will be the 2 I take. Why the Last Man #1, beautiful copy. gotten a lot. I showed like 2 months ago or something like that at this point. So I was definitely thinking about getting this one graded. And then Sandman #1, got it for $1 at a half price books. So I figured for $1, why not put the extra money I would have used getting it raw into grading. So, and it's actually not, it doesn't look like it's ever been read either. So I think at the very least, I'll get Sandman Y, The Last Man graded. But I was just curious to see, because I don't do it too much. I don't even know if it's worth it. I figured I'd just see what your guys' opinion on that was. Let's see. Comics Biz Explained says, yeah, I might get my Batgirl grade as well. Yeah, why not? It seems to be a money book right now. I don't know how long that roller coaster could last. It could turn into like Supergirl and Legion 23 Hughes variant at this point. Who knows? We all know how much that one goes in for. Speaking of that, what's up, Poor Man's Comics, who just hopped in? So yeah, it could turn into that. Wolf Blitz. Oh, let's see. Great Legend had a comment first. He says, send them to me. I will grade them and put them in 4 mils. So yeah, maybe one day I'll invest in those Mylites 4s. I need to get more Mylites 2s, and I ran out of halfbacks, so I'm using fullbacks now. Wolfblood says, curious, would you press them first? You know, I was thinking about it. I saw Midwest Comic Man pop in the chat, and I was thinking about hitting up some of his services on these, because at the very least, I don't know if it'd be worth pressing this one, because like I said, it's that weird square bound. But if you guys I don't know if it'll turn up on my camera. Maybe it's better that way. It almost looks like the cover is folding forward through the pages because it's been almost pressed too much. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of a novice when it comes to grading books, in my opinion. The Batgirl, I'd say the Batgirl is pretty dang new. I probably wouldn't get that one. I thought there was one thing I saw in 880 that makes me want to have it pressed and clean, but I can't remember what that is right now. This one would be a huge maybe for sure, just because it is an older book, and I want to make sure before it gets slabbed, it gets in there. And then, like I said, it'd kind of be a toss-up for me on these two. Maybe if the price was cheap enough and it was efficient. So, like I said, I actually do have 2 books out right now. They're still out from Indiana Comic Con, which is at the end of March, and I think that's because I submitted for the pressing through CCS. So if I do get them pressed, though, I'm probably not even going to bother with CCS, because at this point I may as well just like bury my books underground for 30 years. It feels like it's taking so long. So, and I probably do CGC too. I just always like the look of the CGC label. I've never really messed too much with CBCS. The reason I'm kind of bringing it up now is because next month at Cincinnati Comic Expo, I think both of the companies are supposed to be there. So I can do drop-offs to CGC there instead of having to pay for the extra mailing and stuff. So like I said, and I was also kind of curious, like, if you guys had this book mid-grade, which I would say this is lower to mid-grade, as you can kind of see where the staples and stuff are at, do you think a Swamp Thing #1 would probably be worth taking as well? Because this is kind of the other book I was a little on the fence about. Just because, I mean, my guess is probably a 3.0. Like I said, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. So just curious your guys' thoughts on that. What we got? It looks like we got a lot of people chiming in here. Let's see. Wow, you guys are chiming in fast. Stay Puff, what do you think why The Last Man #1 9.8 is worth? I think that one's actually approaching 4 figures just with the tease of a show. Because before I got that lot with The Last Man, that book's not hard to find, especially the ones that are graded and the ones that are 9/8 online. They go for some money now. Let's see, Poor Man's Comic says, this round, Wolf, this round. They're still debating. You're not getting these books, Poor Man, Wolf Plitz. I was waiting for another gun show between you two on Saturday. I was hoping you guys would have another bid off. Sweet, get the DK press seal, says Great Legend. Let's see, Roman's asking how much for the new 52 lot behind you. You talk about the Batmans, Roman. I don't have my doubles of those yet. You have to ask Trinity Entertainment. He's got like 10 copies of issue 1. Legend says 20 live viewers. Yeah, that's awesome, guys. By far the most live viewers I've ever had. So now that I'm talking about it, it'll probably drop down to like 10 or 12 or whatever. Let's see. Poor Man's Comic Grader, PGX. I don't even think they make con appearances anymore. Like, I can't remember the last time I think the last time I saw PGX was in a tiny expo in Kentucky. There, and there was no presence of anybody or anything there, so I have no idea why PGX. I think because Jim Steranko was there, PGX like followed him thinking they could get some money off of his appearance. So yeah, PGX isn't even an option on some of these shows I've been thinking about going to. But yeah, CBCS has been at every one of them, and same thing for even CGC now. So Razor Brother, the best. Let's see. Count says I'd grade the Swamp Thing #1 depending on the condition. Yeah, like I said, it's just at that point where I don't know if it's worth it in the condition it's in. Like I opened it up just to flip through it, just to look at the page quality, and I'm on the fence about it, to be honest. It looks like it's definitely not one I want to open up again. Let's put it that way. It's the cover is attached and everything else is attached inside. It's 100%. I'm thinking about just getting it graded just in terms of just preservation purposes at this point. That way, somewhere down the line, it doesn't get hurt worse. At least if it's in a slab, it'll be the safest possible. So yeah, I'm thinking about just getting a slab for preservation, basically. Silver Age Dave, what's up? How's it going, man? Darth Lucian 88, what are we selling tonight? One day I guess if I can get 20 viewers showing books, I'm gonna have to try an auction out, but I don't really have anything good left to sell at this point in time that I'm willing to part with, I guess I should say. So if I could have an auction, but I guess I could sell, if I should have picked up like 10 Batgirl 23s, I could have had an auction on my own. Let's see. Wolfbutt says on Go Collect a 3.0 Swamp Thing, it says 65, so I wouldn't do it. Is it like 29? Yeah, that's a good point, Wolfblitz. I guess if that's all that's going for, then there's not a whole heck of a lot of reason to grade it besides preservation. So thanks for that. Pope agrees. No, don't grade the Swamp Thing. Easy E says I'm gonna go record a Japan haul a little later. If anybody likes games, you guys see what I picked up. Oh, definitely, man. I always like seeing what games I got across the pond over there. I'll have to check that out. And let's see. I'll watch the heck. Yeah, hey Woodard, I can see you hosting auctions in the future. Maybe one day, man. I've only got a couple books. Yeah, one day I'm gonna have to just bite the bullet and start selling some lots. At the very least, I'll have some good reads in there. Probably no. I don't like the way I put my collection is I don't have tons of big boys. I really don't. But I think I've just got a lot of solid runs of stuff. Like once I get into a book, I pick it up like once a week and then collect it basically. So it's not like I'm going to pull out like a giant size X-Men one. That's another book I'm still looking for. Or there's a lot of books I wish I had that I don't, that people probably think I have, just assuming because I have this collection behind me, but I actually don't. Most of that's like 90s and up. So sorry to disappoint some of you. Legend says he loves runs. Hey, what's up, Popcom? Yeah, Lex Luger. Boom. If I ever learn to edit, which maybe since I'm on vacation, I should learn to edit. I'm going to put that dang Lex Luger guitar biddle theme as the intro to my channel. At least the great legend will get a laugh out of it. So, Silver told the world about my secret comic honey hole. Uh-oh. You're going to have to let me know what it is, Legend. So next time I go up to his, or Silver, sorry. Silver was saying he told the world about the secret honey hole. Yeah, Silver's going to have to let me know because I do make trips up to Chicago sometimes. So I'm interested to see what that honey hole might be. Buy toilet paper if you got. Thanks, Murfinator. Good advice. Good advice for the chat there. So, yeah, thanks for the advice on the grading, guys. Like I said, I don't really, because I have a feeling like if I go to a con, I want to spend it on, cheap pickups and commissions. Commissions is my #1 usually. Like I'm going to Cincinnati Comic Expo next month. My #1 priority is sketches. So if getting this many books graded interferes with me getting good commissions, I'm probably going to like take this little top of the pile, put the rest in a hotel room, and just turn these two in. So that's kind of what my thinking is on grading, because at the end of the day, like if it costs say $20-25 to get a book graded, it might be worth it, like in this case sometimes, or Why the Last Man's case, but it's just like I could have like another Wolverine #1 almost for that at that point. So yeah, like I said, that's the kind of the great debate, I guess. Brian says, watch Silver's video on One Stop Comics. Great vid. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. I must have missed that one. I think I did miss that one. I need to check that one out. Because Silver Age Dave, man, his stuff is top notch. He says, check my Sunday video, CW. Don't tell anyone. Okay, so good. I can watch for the Sunday video. But that's awesome. But now I'm just happy to talk about comics today. I finally got here. I'll try to pan the camera. If you have motion sickness, just a little warning. But yeah, this up here, that used to be completely filled like top to bottom with comics. So I got all this sorted finally today, minus the stuff I showed today and the stuff I kind of read today. So by the time I'm all done with that, that'll all be sorted as well. So I'm ecstatic. That's like a 5-month project right there. I finally knocked out today. So that's why I'm pretty excited. Glad to be on here talking about comics, because I've been sorting comics the last 2 days straight and reading Crisis for in between when I get tired. So absolutely awesome. Poor Man says, no joke. In that LCS, I found 2 copies of Edge of Spider-Verse #2 land variant. Oh, wow. So where do we type? Next time Poor Man's has a video, we'll type in the bids there. Farley's Nerd Cave says, hey, Woodard, what's up? Hello, everyone. So what's up, Farley? Glad you could make it, man. Amazing Mercenary says, all those books being graded will be close to $350 or so. Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, man. For $350, I can get a heck of a sketch in my sketchbook. So I might just weed it down to 2 or 3 books. Just the reason I kind of want to go big is just, like I said, the one I'm waiting on now, it's taken so long. And I really want my books back at this point, just see what the grades are and show them off on the channel, obviously. But yeah, I just decisions, I guess. All right, so we're approaching that 1 hour mark, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it all up here. I kind of ran out of stuff to talk about, unless you guys got any other questions. But while you guys type in those questions, we'll go through the chat one more time. Thank everybody who showed up. So I see Comics Misexplained first. Thank you for making it, man. Prowler 671, Comics Addiction. Thank you guys for making it. Stay Puff 1983. He's here almost every week, so thank you so much, man. Tats Comics, he had to go buy groceries, but he decided to stop by, so appreciate that. TJ Watson. Don't know if they said your name once. If it said it twice, hey, all right, that works too. Pope Cerberus the First. Great Legend show, as always. Once again, if you guys hadn't checked it out, link below. We got an awesome Summerslam 2018 review that we did on the Great Legends channel Sunday night after the show. Like I said, some of the most fun I've had live streaming, being on people's channels and that stuff. It was a blast. We went like the link of the pay-per-view, talking about a pay-per-view. So I can't recommend checking that out enough. It was very fun. So thank you, Legend, for having me on that. Let's see who else. I saw Miss Hustle and Wolf Blitz. I think the Go-To Geeks were in there too. I think they're having a 555 subscriber contest I need to get in on before it closes down at the end of the weekend. So I'll probably be putting out some sort of community support video. I think I said that last week and didn't get a chance, but I'm on vacation this week, so I should be able to get a chance to put a second video out on this channel. I guess I think I had 3 video live streams over the weekend, and none of them were on my channel. So I was a little bit busy, just not on this stream, I guess you could say. Of course, the big dog, Roman Curtis. Count Von Strange, thank you for making it. Tacoma Comics, always good to have you. Easy E to Game Hunter, check out his channel later tonight. He says he's going to have some Japan pickups for us. Joker M21, I know he's going to hopefully be a part of that auction on Saturday. They had a good show last night, too. The New York Warriors did. My first subscriber, Fish Tropic, gives a thumbs up. And did I get through everybody? Oh, yeah, Poor Man's Comics. He's still got 2 copies of that Greg Land variant of the first Spider-Gwen. Popcom. All right, let's see. Legend says, great show. Thank you, Great Legend. That means a lot. Miss Hustle says, thanks for sharing your books. Thank you, Miss Hustle, for always supporting the community and all that good stuff. We see the work you're doing on Instagram. You're moderating people's auctions now, so keep up the good work, Miss Hustle. Let's see. I think Fish Tropic's asking about my grabs for tomorrow. Like I said, besides, I think Buffy issue 3, I might get Justice League Dark tomorrow as well, just to get that issue 2 to see what that's all about. Once again, the first one, I wasn't thrilled with it, but it wasn't too bad either. So I'll probably end up just getting that, especially if they have the Capullo variant. I'll just go ahead and add it to my pile and doing that stuff. Poor Man's Comics, going to Wizard World Chicago. No, I think I'm going to miss it this year. I actually do have to work on Sunday. If I had Sunday off, I might considering doing the weekend ticket and going up. But there's just no one I want to do the 4-hour drive for this year. I wouldn't mind going to that X-Files panel because you know they're going to have one. But number one, it's probably near impossible to get to. And number two, if you want to meet them, it's going to be like $100 plus a piece minimum. I know David Duchovny, he charges like, what, $120 or something now? Comics Misexplained says, I'll see you all in the Comic Core. Are you going to be on the show, Comics Misexplained? I hope so. But yeah, we should have another Comic Core episode this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern on the Comic Core channel. That's also in the link below. Please check that out. We're trying to rebuild the channel for Chad and them. Right now, I don't even think they broke 100 subs yet, so we at least got to get that channel over 100 subs. That way we can continue to grow the community over there, help them out as much as possible. So I know we have fun every Friday night over there. Sometimes a little bit too much fun. Maybe Chad's watching this on the rewind, probably not. But Chad, we're gonna have some more too much fun. All right, let's see. Joker says, great show. Thank you. Tuesday Comic Top with Seawood. Maybe one day I'll get an official name for this, but for now it's just Tuesday night live stream. Midwest Comic Man says, Comic Cores, who are those losers? LOL. Yeah, exactly. Who has something to do at 10 p.m. on Friday nights? Seriously. But with that, I'll let you guys go. Please click the links below. 200 subscriber contest. Once again, got that going on. Check out the video if you guys are interested in doing the contest. Comic Core, 10 p.m. Fridays. Check out the Summerslam review. Check out the Warriors this Saturday. Legend will probably be back. Maybe he won't be. I can't remember what this following Saturday is. First and third Saturday of each month, Great Legend will be having his auction, so check that out on those dates. And other than that, thank you guys so much. This has been by far the most viewed live stream I've ever had, so thank you guys so much. Enjoy Comic Book Day tomorrow, and I will see you guys next time.